Happy Sunday, everybody. I look sleepy little today because last night until 4 o'clock in the morning I was awake and I was talking to the police and everything. But I just let it go, But I was standing by the door because it was windy and somebody just reversed back into my car and then just drove off and parked somewhere else. And when I told him he hit my car, he says, go and sue me. I had two choices: get angry, beat him up, or just let it go because I didn't have no evidence, no camera, no nothing, no recording. And when I phoned the police, they said because he's not behind the steering wheel, we can't turn up and we can't help you, to get him because he's drunk. So it was useless, and I decided just let it go and not get angry and don't take revenge. At least not to be a double loser, just be once loser. So just get my car done, fix it, and just let it go. Especially because he was a boyfriend of one of my neighbor. I rather to just forgive her for being my neighbor. Now I want to talk about the people perspective of the world. Is very important. I learned a very important lesson from my mentor. One day I was walking with him by the beach in Singapore, and somebody was selling turnips, and the turnips wasn't cooked. So I picked up one of the turnips. I said to him, give me one of these turnips. I want to test it to see how it is. So he gave me one of the turnips, and I tried to bite the red part of it. I don't know if you've seen turnip. It's got the green part at the back of it, which people take it out of the ground, and it's got the root which is red. Now he said to me, no, don't eat it. I said to him, why? He says, you shouldn't be eating the red part, you have to eat the green part. I said, but we eat the red part. He said, no, we feed the pigs. That red part is our pig's food, and we eat the green part. I said, no, but we give the green part to the cows and we eat the red part. He says, no, the red part is the root, we shouldn't be eating it, you have to eat the green part. I just put the turnip back, and I realized the reason I believe I have to eat the red part is because my mom told me we have to eat the red part of it. But the reason he believes they have to eat the green part, and because that's the flower of it, is because his family told him, his culture told him. So I realized we have totally different view. And I wouldn't think of somebody actually eating that green part. I thought that green part is just for the cows, But he actually says they believe the red part of the turnip is for the pigs, and we actually cook the root of it and we eat the root of it. So that was amazing. Different. Suddenly I realized how we see the world differently, and we experience different things in a different way, all depending on how we grew up, where we grew up, what culture we have, so I just put the turnip back, and when I asked my mom, I said, who told you we have to eat the root? She said, oh, my mom. I said, could you eat the green part? She said, no, that's rubbish, you have to put in a bin. Nobody eat the green part. Look at that, it's just one turnip, and we have totally different view and understanding of the turnip. Now I have a disabled child, and when we are parking our road, we have neighbors which they have 5 or 6 children, and each one of them they have cars. I have two choices: or teach every single one of them how to drive and how to park, or I make sure I park my car properly. So when we are parking, I make sure I leave enough space for the front, because I don't want to be an asshole and try to park in my bay, because we got a disabled bay because we have a disabled daughter. Unfortunately, none of our neighbors understand our pain and having a disabled child. She can't walk to the house. That's why we have that disabled bay. So what we do, we try to fit 2 cars in one disabled bay, so we leave enough space for another 2 cars to park in front of us, so the neighbors have a space as well to park. Unfortunately, none of them do this. They just drop their car wherever it is, and sometimes they hit our car as well, but we never do that. Now I can't go around and teach everybody how to park their car and how to change the view of the world and how to feel sympathy a little bit for somebody who's got disabled person. You know, I really didn't want to have a disabled person. I love her to bit, but I didn't want her to have disability. It was given to us, and that's why we have the disabled bay to be able to feel a little more comfortable. But you know what? My biggest wish is I wish I didn't have a disabled bay, but also my daughter could walk. I would park my car end of the world and then walk it to the house. You know, but it's okay. You know, I can't change people understanding of the world. They don't understand the pain. They don't have disability. They don't have pain in their legs, and they can walk properly. So when you can walk properly and you don't have no disability, you just don't understand how a disabled person feels unless you use your imagination and try to understand it. You know, same as when somebody's got depression, somebody who hasn't got depression, it doesn't understand how does that person feel, and they think it's just a joke. You know, so my message today is try to understand people how they see the world. Some people, you know, the reason we have argument with people is just because we see the world differently, and if we understand that, then we're gonna stop so much argument and so much pain and grief, because then we understand, look, this person sees the world different to me, and I accept that, unless he's been asked me to help him to change his view of the world. But if he hasn't asked me, I haven't got that authority to be able to help them, because they haven't asked me. And this is just going to be argument, because they try to prove their point, I try to prove my point, and we're never going to get anywhere. It's just going to be a fight, an argument. So I only help somebody if they ask me and authorize me to help them. Otherwise, I just let it go. I haven't got time to waste and argue with somebody. This is very important to understand. You only can help somebody to understand how the world works and how everything is and the way they should be thinking if they allow you and let you in. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. It's going to be an argument. See you next Sunday.